If two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. You know that measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B. Tell your partner, what can you conclude? Okay, what can I conclude? Raise your hand if you can tell me what we can conclude. They would be equal to each other in measure. So that's something we know. And so look at the then. So if we know they're equal in measure, then what can we say? They are congruent. So because we know they're equal in measure, we'll write this statement. Angle A is congruent to angle B. Hypothesis was true, so conclusion is also true. The gym today. Cool. If Ron eats lunch today, then he will eat a sandwich. If Ron eats a sandwich, then he will drink a glass of milk. So let's fast forward through it. First thing to the last thing. So if he eats lunch, then he will drink milk. Okay, they're not always back-to-back like that, so you have to pay attention. This next one says, if x squared is greater than 36, then x squared is greater than 30. If x is greater than 6, then x squared is greater than 36. What do you guys notice is different about the ordering of this one? What's different about it? Alyssa?
The first one is the same as the last one.
Right. And so what we probably should do is rearrange it so that way it's in the correct order. So we want to rearrange it that way it's if A, then B. If B, then C. So if we switch this around, it would be, so I'm taking this statement and putting it in the front. So that would be if x is greater than 6, then x squared is greater than 36. If f squared is greater than 36, then x squared is greater than 30. So let's use the law of syllogism, since these are connected like in a train of events. What's the simplest conclusion that I can make here, Lucas? So we'll write it out. If x is greater than 6, then x squared is greater than 30. Okay, let's check the next one. If a triangle is equilateral, then all of its sides are congruent. If a triangle is equilateral, then the angles in the interior of the triangle are congruent. Can you put this together in a chain of events? Because obviously not like that right now. Can you do it? Without switching the order of the hypothesis and the conclusion. You can't do it. Because it's not possible to just take the second statement and move it to the front and make a chain of events. You can't do it. Inductive uses patterns or examples to make an unproven conjecture. Deductive uses facts to make a conclusion that is you can prove. So Mr. Brandt has been to the last 3 Blue Jays football games, and they have been sold out. Because of this, Mrs. Brandt thinks the next game will be sold out. This is inductive. Or basically, you're using a pattern to make an unproven, you can't prove that until it actually happens, unproven conjecture. Let's see. Keaton, what do you think?
It's telling facts.
Okay, so it's talking about facts. The rule is you have to go to school that day, and then we make the conclusion that he went to school today. So what do you think, inductive or deductive?
D.
Nice. Deductive based on facts. To say something you can prove.